Want to welcome everybody here. Got a couple of new people with us. We're glad that you're with us. Hope you're going through the fast track system. It's very important that you go through fast track. Is there anyone here that does not know how to go through the fast track course? I'll show you real quick. It's easy to do. We all want to install the right foundation. By the way, my name's Travis. I've lost over 100 pounds on the program. Come off all prescription medications. Hello, Kristen, Papa George. And now the program's helped tens of thousands of other people do the very same thing. If we're not losing weight with Shibboleth, it's because we're not ready or don't want to lose weight. So if you hit a plateau, a mental one or a physical one, today's the day for a breakthrough. Are you ready for a breakthrough? Are you ready for a breakthrough and a breakout? Tell Brother Travis what you're struggling with. We'll get it fixed. Make sure you go through fast track, go through all the laps. Hello, Mom. My mama's here. Make sure you go through the system I'm about to show you. It is worth your time. It's quick. It's easy. It's life-changing. Okay. Earth-shattering information, if you use it, will rock your world. So right here it is. You got the Fast Track System by Kim Dankey's the one I would probably recommend to get started with. You can go through either Fast Track, but probably recommend Kim's. Then you've got the Shibboleth Journey. We get into more advanced topics. There's a course. You get through Fast Track, earn your Fast Track badge, and you get through Journey and earn your Journey badge, and then you keep earning the Journey badge. You keep going with it. Then you've got Full Body Transformation, the Tiger's Eye. You've got our virtual grocery tour and all kinds of other videos in the video library. But we want to start right here, Kim's Fast Track, so that we get a good understanding of the program, good foundation. And then from there, we can begin to personalize it. Once you click this, you'll go right into the laps. You go through the 7 laps, learning to navigate the website, find all your resources and tools. Then you start with Fast Track with Kim. That's all there is to it, folks. It's so much fun, so easy. And then we can personalize, which I know you all want to do. So let's get through Fast Track. Hello, Sasha. Sasha just walked in the door. I do have a stash over there. What are you getting in? Yeah. Oh, you're getting in those. I'll have a sip. To you. Cheers. Happy juice. Any questions? Any questions? Let's get started. What are your questions today? What things are you struggling with from the standpoint of the Bulletproof Shield? Your water, your journal, your food combinations, your portions, your timing. Are there other elements of the program that you're confused about? Things you're struggling, things you want to know why about? Mental objections to the program and to your own self. What are those? I can't do it. I don't have time. It's too expensive. What is it that's holding you back from living your highest and best life, living lean and healthy? And how many of you want to look good naked? Raise your hand. If you'll lie about that, you'll lie about all things. What is it that you're working on? How can we help you move forward? Joni said it was very quiet on Planet Shibboleth yesterday. That's not normal. So don't sit there and stuck. You can get unstuck. Hello, Brenda Burke. Yes, we will be having the 40-day challenge huddle up. It's been a few days. We will have that today. We'll be looking, I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, we're in Romans, I believe. Hello, Vonda. Who doesn't want to look good naked? N-E-double-K-E-D. Naked we come in the world and naked we're going out. I'm not so sure that to the natural eye it'll be so pretty, but I'm talking about spiritually. That spiritual body, right? Think about living your best and how much God is going to bless you when you live your best. You're beautiful to all. The sun just shines vibrantly through you because you're proud of yourself. Makes all the difference in the world. Can you share a Melaleuca video on peak performance or collagen boost? Love all their products. The videos were eye-opening. I know. Aren't they good? My mom just joined everybody. My mom joined the wellness company. They do have videos, but you can't share them publicly. It's my understanding, Mom. Somebody has to ask you, and then you can, I think, share videos with them privately. Could probably answer that for you. I've pretty much been told not to share anything publicly that has the words Melaleuca on it. I've been sharing it a lot privately. They don't want to get tagged with spam, because nowadays on social media, if you get tagged as any type of spam, they'll shadow ban you. I know that because I have been. Anybody else? Yes, it is. My mom, I practice what I preach. I practice what I preach. Got to have my peak performance. Y'all all know how much I need it for my brain health. All right, y'all are not asking any questions. You have a mastery of the program. Oh, now I have one. Pat, are you familiar with Food for Life 7 sprouted grains bread? I am indeed. One slice of that would be a category 3 complex carbohydrate. I don't know if it's in our library or not, because it's not something we would promote for weight loss, but one slice of it is a category 3. I have looked at it previously. So that means you'd have to have a lean protein and a fibrous carbohydrate with it. If you don't, you might get too much fat bust. Appetite goes up, fat storage takes place, and efficient fat burning stops for up to 2 days. So Ezekiel bread, sprouted grain bread, those kind of breads, category 3, 1 serving only, with a 1 and 2 or 7 and 2. Yep. Tammy says, got many questions from people wanting to know what to do when they're stuck. First thing to do is pick up your Bible and read, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. You are not physically stuck. You are mentally and emotionally stuck. The only difference between the rut and the grave, if you're stuck in a rut, is the depth of that thing. So you better get out of the rut. You better get out of it. It starts with you mentally, and I've never met a person who was truly physically stuck. I know people will argue with me. You will lose the argument if you want to spend an hour debating it, because you're not physiologically stuck. Stuck would imply that you are operating in a calorie deficit, controlling insulin, and not losing body fat. There's no such thing. That is, anytime that I or anyone here says, I'm stuck, you're only stuck mentally and emotionally, maybe spiritually, but you're not stuck physically. It's impossible, because see, if you know that you're eating too much, you can't be physically stuck, right? Somebody help me out. If you know that you're eating too much, there's no way that you can say I'm stuck, because you know what you're doing. Stuck implies you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're not getting results, correct? Technically, that's what me being stuck. I've never known a single person that's physically stuck. Never. It's impossible. Do you hear me? It's impossible to be stuck. The only reason that we even patronize it is because we know that people are where they are, and we have to meet them where they are. They'll get mad and leave, and we won't be able to help them. No such thing as physically stuck. You either are operating in a calorie deficit and controlling insulin, or you are not. Which is it today for you? But you're not stuck. So we do get mentally stuck. What do we do when we get mentally stuck and we just don't want it bad enough anymore? First, we start with pain. Everybody say it like that, pain, like Mr. T and Rocky 3, pain. What's your prediction for the fight, Clubber Lang? Pain. We start with pain. What is that pain that gets us up out of the bed and gets us moving? What is that pain in our life that we want to avoid, whereby we will skip the cheesecake and the chimichanga? I can tell you mine. You will have to identify yours. My pain is I don't want to be on prescription medications anymore. I'm not, but let's pretend I'm 300 plus pounds again. I do not want to have acid reflux and carry this Dixie cup around with me everywhere I go, vomiting in it, because I have all kind of gastrointestinal issues. I do not want to wear this oxygen mask while I sleep. It's annoying. I'm getting rid of the fat around my esophagus that's crushing it and causing me not to get oxygen while I sleep. I'm tired of that. I'm sick of it. Sick of going to the amusement park and not being able to fit on the rides comfortably. Sick of my grandchild looking at me and saying, "Why is Nana so big?" Sick of it. Righteous indignation. That's where we start, but that's not where we finish. That's pain. Fear of missing out on life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That'll get you up and get you going. Then you got to find the positive vision. People without a vision perish. Everybody here that got started because of pain, you quit. Because you have to, as soon as you get away from the pain, you stop. So what's the vision of pleasure and hope and a future? Can you visualize yourself standing up on stage, talking to thousands of people looking your best? Lynn? Can you visualize walking to the beach and you disrobe down to your two-piece bathing suit and your husband goes, "You looking good, baby." Can you visualize what it would be like to earn a holiday meal and to savor every bite? Because you don't do it often. You only reward yourself with food occasionally because you work hard, play hard, and when you look in the mirror, you see the word discipline. What does it feel like for your peers to go, "Oh, you better stop losing weight. You're looking sick." Thank you. I love it. Find your pleasure. I have energy now. I feel like doing things. My knees don't hurt. My ankles don't hurt. I don't have cankles anymore. You're proud of yourself. Can you visualize all that? What would it be like to lay your head down at night? Not only has your physical temple changed, but you hear this voice in your psychology going, "This is my beloved daughter in whom I'm well pleased." How long's it been since you heard that voice? "This is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased," because you did your best. You did not put food between me and you. Your belly is not your God. You're different than the rest of this world. Therefore, you've drawn nigh to me, and I'll draw nigh to you, and I will open the blessings of heaven upon you. How about that? What's your vision? So you got to have a positive, pleasurable vision to deny thyself. Deny thyself of instant gratification for the delayed gratification. Delayed instant gratification is like me giving you $1. Yeah, sure, you want that dollar. But delayed gratification, if you forego the dollar now, delayed gratification is like I give you $1 million just because you waited a little while. Most of you, it's only going to take you less than 6 months to radically transform your life in eating great, delicious foods every day while you radically change and transform. It's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard, Brother Travis. The struggle's real, Brother Travis. We don't know what struggle is, sugar britches. We don't have any struggle. We ought to be ashamed. Now I'm sounding like the devil. The devil promotes shame and guilt. I'll be the devil for a minute. Y'all ought to be ashamed. These people all over this planet that's in real hardship, y'all get up and say, the struggle's real today. Your struggle is that you want to overindulge and you can't. That's a struggle when other people are literally starving to death. They don't get as much all week as you get in one meal, and you're on the struggle bus. You're on the struggle bus. Boo-hoo, wipe the tear from my eye. You got it made. I got it made. I got things going on, but it's silly of me to talk about them like they're hardships when there's brothers and sisters all over the planet Earth that don't even have a soft bed and a warm room to sleep in, and we're complaining about eating a Mighty Muffin for breakfast. It's so hard, Travis. I wanted an Uncle Herschel's breakfast and the biscuits and all the trimmings. I had to eat this stupid Mighty Muffin. And then for lunch, I wanted the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, and all you would do is let me have the chicken nuggets. And then I got home, and the unstuffed cabbage rolls is so good, and I wanted seconds, but all you let me have is what fits in my stomach without stretching it. And then I gotta stop, and I gotta do it in the morning. It's asinine.
You're a mess.
It's asinine. We are a bunch of asinine people. I'm talking to me. I got up, I got up this morning and said, I took I'm so tired. I got in a hot shower listening to Joyce Meyer, a hot shower bathing with soap that I got from the wellness company, and I'm so tired, so I don't know if I can do it. People just hungry all day. And then by the time I got to the office, I'm like, you wimp. You don't even do manual labor, son. Quit, you idiot. We are ridiculous. This is not hard. It's easy. You're eating delicious foods for 6 months and you lose 100 pounds. Get off of your pity potty. You're getting emotional hemorrhoids. Cheers, baby.
Cheers. I hope somebody snapped a picture of that face. That was awesome. But you know, that's when kids are crying, babies are crying and stuff, some of the ingenious ways to get them to like stop, whoa, wait a minute, shock them, is to cry right back at them. Just when they cry, you cry, and then they go, what, it's like it's habit. It's a bad habit to get there. So you're a mess. You're we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of, it's various, and then, but you got to. Yep. I was going to say you might need to close your door because we're echoing, still echoing. I'm going to mute myself. It's just your volume is really loud. Is he like this all the time? Sort of. He's actually very, very shy. He's actually I used shy last night in a Melaleuca meeting, and shy wasn't the word I was looking for. He's very humble, but he's very much like when he's done, it's just done. So he's on all day in appointments into the night. on the phone, on the text messages, and helping, helping people that he don't even tell me how many he's helping because he don't want me to get upset. He don't want me to get upset with him because I'm like, we have a house, we still have dogs, we still have stuff that we got to do, and we both, that's why we were probably going to move into the center, because we're here so much, and we both of us lose track of the time, lose track of what we're doing. It's because this is our life, and so we do have a little sleep time, although both of us, for whatever reason lately, are up at 4:30. You were up at 4, I was up at 5 this morning, slept in a little later, but but our mind starts kicking in, and usually it's just about, okay, I wish that I could maybe pause for a little while just so that we could get some of the things done that he wants to get done, so that before we move to the next thing, because he is on constantly thinking about what else he could do to help y'all and that helps him. And so I would say it's probably a lot. You are like this at home. You get a little more low key at home for sure. You get a little bit like but yeah, you're definitely, before you know it, I'm listening to you teach upstairs or something and booming. So it's always fun. But yeah, yeah.
Pleasure. I'm solid gold, the host that loves you the most. Love. Don't listen to Travis. He's so hard. I know it's hard, baby girl. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to resist that chimichanga and them chips at the El Nepal during your lunchtime. It's hard to resist that Speedy Gonzalez, but you go ahead and do it. You don't have to give up no pleasure. Just enjoy the pleasure. Do you want the pleasure? If you really want those chips, eat those chips. Have the chips. Have fun with them. Pleasure, girl. You only live one time, but you have to ask yourself before you eat them chips for pleasure, do they really give you pleasure or do they give you pain? Because solid gold is all about the pleasure. I don't want to have no pain. Them chips I learned at the El Nepal and the Los Reyes with my Speedy Gonzalez during my lunch break. Do you know that I thought they was giving me pleasure, but them things was giving me pain. Heartburn, excess body fat, and adipose tissue. It was not good. High blood pressure, all these things, sleep apnea. So actually what I thought was giving me pleasure was giving me pain. But if those chips give you pleasure, girl, you eat those chips with pride. You're going to get a new body in heaven anyway. Which one sounds better to y'all? Either way, it's the truth. Either way, it's the truth. It's the truth. Either way. Travis think gluttony is sin? Yes, it is. But so is your very existence. Sorry, all day long. I'll read it to you right now. In my Bible, it says if somebody does something that goes against their conscience and they've not done what they've done in faith, then it is sin to them. So every time you take a bite and overindulge, you are sinning, because everybody here knows in their heart that they are better than gluttony. They are better than overindulgence. So if in faith you're overeating, who in here is overeating consistently in faith? Not one person. So everybody here that's overeating, knowing that you shouldn't on a daily basis, you are living in sin. Do not come and talk to me about the young lady down the street who is having an adulterous affair, because you are having an adulterous affair with a chocolate piece of cake. You are having an adulterous affair with your big old casserole on your plate and your macaroni and cheese. You are having an adulterous affair after your church service when y'all go to the fellowship hall and you eat the green bean casserole when you got too much weight on your rear end now. So we all are living in sin constantly. We would do a lot better just to try to do better and be better ourselves without talking about other people. I guarantee you, your gluttony is going to kill you a lot faster than that girl's adulterous affair. Sorry, just telling it like it is today. When we go against our conscience, and we're not doing what we're doing in faith, we are sinning and living in sin. Now, if I work hard, here's how I feel. If I work hard occasionally in faith, I feel that I'm fine. I don't have any guilt, concern at all with going to the fellowship hall on a Sunday when I've worked hard all week and having macaroni and cheese that the sister made and the green bean casserole. I've got no problem with that at all. I don't feel guilty at all. None whatsoever. But if I did that every day like I used to, knowing that I was on 5 different prescription medications, I am living in sin just as much as that pervert down the street from you that you talk about. You're living in just as much sin as that pervert. Sorry, it is true. Anything we get up in on a daily basis and we don't do what we do in faith, we have sinned. And I'm guilty. I'm the chief amongst all of you. I am a wretched sinner because I do things not of faith, but I have not been turned over to a reprobate mind because I'm still trying in faith and in Jesus Christ's grace. And today I'm going to try again. I'm not going to quit. Not going to quit. But have you quit? It ain't a matter, are you going to sin or not? Oh, Sasha's got that concerned look. Just don't run too many off. We need to buy them to buy some bio coffee so we pay our light bill. I know, sister. I know. But sometimes you just got to tell it like it is because people's on the struggle bus. Or they perceive that they are. They perceive that they're on the struggle bus. You're not. This is all in your mind. The very thing that we call sin that we go, ooh, it ain't, it, all it means is you're going against yourself and you're hurting yourself. That's the actual meaning of the word. God don't want you going against yourself. You're hurting yourself. You're kicking against the pricks. It's hard for thee to kick against the pricks, isn't it, sister? Your body's trying to do a good job for you, and we're abusing it. We're overindulging for what? To fill a void. A void for what? I'm hungry? No, you're not hungry. A void for love. A void for pleasure. A void for a relationship with God. We're filling that with waffle fries? I don't even have to worry about tomorrow. All I have to do is think about today. I got it made today. I got up, got in the shower this morning, thought, what am I going to do? And then I got to the office and I said, wait a minute. I listened to Alan Watts all the way to the office, and Alan Watts was saying, the problem with people is the people that look to the past, that's a problem. And the people that look to the future, that's a problem. He said, that's all vanity and arrogance to look to the past like you could have changed anything you've done anyway, or look to the future, worried about tomorrow or excited about some future that may never be. He said, you're forgetting to live in the present. And that's why it's called the present, because it's God's gift to you, a present. And are you okay today? Are you okay today? Right this minute, are you okay? I didn't ask about your kids. I didn't ask about none of that stuff. They had to do this for themselves. We can't help them. I've tried. You can't help them. This is about you. You right now. You. Are you okay? Somebody's going to say, no, I'm starving to death. Y'all going to have me in the corner the rest of my life with a light going, just clicking the light and rocking. This is an easy life. Everybody say, I got it made. This is easy. You got this. You just got to love yourself enough to do it and quit living in pain. Rhonda, what is the best weight loss wow challenge that does not require shakes? You have to go look them up. Tammy might have an invitation for you there. If y'all don't know what she's talking about, there's a whole Rolodex of wow challenges. To answer which one's the best would be very difficult for me to do. They all work. It just depends on what you like food wise.
Yeah, the whole point of them is to take is to fine tune your day and make it, I mean, everybody has different things that react with differently. So some of the peanut butter challenges may not work for some the same as, Mighty Muffin and whatnot, but they're all going to get you there. So you're talking about the best of the good, better, best, combinations. Travis has already lined up the day, exactly what, you have to eat according to the challenge, because there's one that's, I think, ice cream all day, and, you can't veer. So, but the idea of those is to lose, to have the best opportunity to lose body fat that day. But so they're all great. It just depends on what you like, what you prefer. And they're just, you can't go wrong. They're amazing. They're all a lot of fun, and they're not meant to be a lifestyle. They're meant to shake things up a little bit and give you a little more. Sometimes it's fun just to think about the what you do get to eat during the day and plan it, and kind of just plan ahead and know this is my day, and it gives you a little bit of a sense of control and accomplishment when you can finish that. So if you can ever do them, do it, because it's, if everybody's looking for meal plans, just tell me what to eat, just give me a meal plan. There you go to the WOW challenges, because they're strict, they're fun, and they get you focused. They kind of just get you to think about, if they just get you kind of to think about almost being silly, like, they're silly, but they're awesome. And I was going to tell you, Brenda asked, I answered it for her over here, but she had asked what the best meal is to have after a fast. And my answer was to just ease back into the program, but having the 1 and 2, having a real, having a very perfect day still. And I wanted to let you elaborate or say anything else that you felt like after a fast. It can be, because you're going to, when you fasting, depending on how long you fasted, your weight's going to go down. And then if people are always surprised, well, after I fasted, my weight went back up when I started eating Shibboleth again. And that's going to happen because you're putting stuff in you again. So, but it's not, it's not fat. So we tell people to slowly, to start with your 1s and 2s and go back to the fastest fat burning mode. 16-hour fast.
The purpose is not to lose body fat. That may be why we do it, but that's not the purpose of it. Purpose of it is to clear away some toxins, give the digestive system a rest. Yes, you will be in a calorie deficit. Yes, you'll be controlling insulin, so you'll lose a tiny bit of fat. But most of what you're losing is water weight and the weight of glycogen. It has a weight associated with it. So as your body's burning through the reserve sugar, it's detaching from the water molecules. So you're losing the water weight. There's more than 8 pounds in a gallon. You're losing water weight and the weight of the glycogen that's attached to it, the 2 to 3 times its weight in water molecules. So on a fast, your weight did that. So you start, if we're fasting, your weight's going straight down because you're not putting any weight of food inside of you. You are losing a little bit of fat, but what happens is when you eat the next day after a fast, your weight comes up. Okay. So what's the purpose of a fast? It doesn't keep going up. It just goes up a little bit. And then when you fast again, all of a sudden, you're doing this with your weight on the scales, but the trend is still straight down. You can't expect to lose weight the day that you eat after a fast. You will lose weight faster because you didn't eat and you were in a calorie deficit and controlled insulin. But as soon as you eat something, then the weight of that is going to show up temporarily until you fast again. So really, that's why most of us lose most of our weight during a fast. When do you lose most of your weight in a 24-hour period? If you weigh in before this event and after this event, when do you lose the most of your weight? Sleeping. When you get up after sleep, you're down 2-3 pounds most of the time, maybe more. You digested food, your body expended energy while you were asleep, your weight's going to be down. So anytime during a fast, it doesn't mean necessarily that all that was body fat, but during any fast, prolonged exposure to no food, you're going to lose a lot of weight. That includes water, glycogen, and fat. So your fast is working. Now, after the fast, what is a good meal to stimulate metabolism? Any red column meal or a -2, -3 meal replacement would be my go-to. If I was fasting purely to lose maximum amounts of body fat, that's what I would do. Anybody else? Mushrooms are fantastic. Easy to digest too. Our friend, I think mushrooms may be the only plant that breathes and exhales oxygen and carbon dioxide like a human. I think it's the only plant. There may be another, but I think that's it. Mushrooms are our friend. Mushrooms are our friend, my friend. Anybody else? Yes, lion's mane mushrooms are good for the brain. It's like Miracle Grow for the brain. All mushrooms are good. They're good for weight loss and wellness if you don't overdo it. It is a fungi. Anybody else? Y'all satisfied with us? You done with us? No questions? No reason to go out of here not having your answer. We might have one, Sasha. Oh, no, Stevie says I did on the app, but it didn't show up. I guess somebody's helping Stevie.
Yeah, that was Pete. She was asking a question about peaches. And when we first started the program, when I first started the program, when you were
Stevie's a guy.
just starting, she asked about the peach, how much of a peach she could have. And I said, well, in my brain, I went, no peaches, pineapples, or bananas. No peaches, pineapples, or bananas. Because when we first started teaching, y'all, your teachers and everything, they all knew that, just fruits acceptable as a condiment or category 5, except to stay away from peaches, pineapples, and banana, and because they're highest in sugar. And I was like, it was kind of funny because you and I were sitting around sometime much later, and I was like, well, why peaches, pineapple, and banana? And you said, well, because nobody just goes to the store and buys one banana. Like if I get the banana, I'm going to buy the whole bunch, and then I might as well just eat. And he said, so for me, I just stayed away from banana until I knew that I could have banana and wanted to have banana. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's so funny, but how anyway, you learned, we learned everything we learned because of what you experienced. And the peaches are higher in sugar in the pineapple, and it's hard to find a tiny peach. So you have to be really careful with that one, and the pineapple too. But it's kind of like I heard the other day about this joke or whatever about the lady that always cut the ends of the turkey off or something before she put it in a certain pan, and then they asked, why do you do that, and she said, well, my mother did it. Well, my mother, why did you do that? Well, my mother did it. So they go and they ask the great grandmother or something. She said, well, I didn't have a pan big enough to fit the turkey, so I cut the edges off of it. That's probably not a turkey, but it was just funny how we get used to things, and we're told something and then we just go with it. And I have been a follower of the program for so long, because in the beginning I just said, because Travis said so. If he said it works, that he's been it, he's done it, he's lived it, I trust that. And it's, so it worked for me. And then the education part of it was something that, really came in later. It was exciting to start to learn it all. But you can have peaches and pineapples and bananas. You just have to really be careful your portion on those. It was a roast. You're right. I didn't think turkey sounded right. It was a roast. So.
And Pat Tap, does muscle weigh more than fat?
Oh boy, how long do we have, Pat?
So I'll just ask the group the question: what weighs more, 1 pound of muscle or 1 pound of fat? They weigh the same. A pound is a pound. Here's the difference. See those two? Muscle, fat. This is 5 pounds of muscle, 10 pounds of, excuse me, this is 5 pounds over here where my fingers are, 5 pounds of fat, 10 pounds of muscle. Fat per pound takes up twice the space on the body as does a pound of muscle. Repeat that. 1 pound of fat takes up more than twice the space of 1 pound of muscle. So a person that is 200 pounds and 10% body fat would wear a 32 waist, while a man that's 200 pounds and 35% body fat would wear a size 40 waist. A 4-ounce piece of steak takes up more space on the plate than 4 ounces of chicken. Fat takes up more space, but a pound is a pound is a pound. Make sense, everybody? Muscle needs blood flow. Fat just jiggles and itches. Hey, Jody. Anybody else? I've been using Cardio Fit every day and can't figure out how to journal that. Share my screen. How I would journal that, because I don't know what Cardio Fit is off the top of my head. So journal, exercises, and then I would add Cardio Fit. Now it's added. You got your very own exercise. Now you can log your own exercise. We have a library over here full of exercises, or you can log here. And then we're going to pull up Cardio Fit. And then it says reps, and I imagine you're doing it for time. So I would just turn reps into time. How many minutes did you do it? Maybe you did it 45 minutes. Didn't use any weight, and save it. And now that's going to show up in your journal right here, your own exercise. You just did Cardio Fit for 45 minutes. Does that make sense? And you get, if you're doing an exercise challenge, then you're getting credit to earn your badge. That's why it's important to journal your exercise. If you're participating in Battle Buddies or participating in the exercise badges, then you need to log your reps or you won't get all your credit. How do you two tamp down desire to emotionally eat? Is it just discipline? I think discipline is important, but your discipline will come from your why. And we emotionally eat because we have defined that when we're bored, lonesome, or anxious or fearful, that food is a temporary help. It's a cure. But we're not really taking inventory of after we're done with that, and it's caused us more weight gain or caused us to continue on these prescriptions or not feel good about ourselves. It was really pain, but we don't ever talk about that. It was just good in our mouth. It was mouth pleasure to fill a void, but it didn't do a good job of filling that void. You have to find other things that fill your voids as a person, things to deal with boredom other than food, things to deal with anxiety other than food, things to deal with fear other than food, things that give you pleasure other than food. You have to find those substitutions, and you have to get up every day and look at your painful and pleasurable why, like we talked about at the beginning. I don't want to be overweight. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. If I emotionally eat and fill my void with food, it exacerbates my boredom. It makes my stress worse. Can't do that. I've made friends with the enemy. Can't do that anymore. You write all that down and you look at it every day. You have your pleasure. But when I go to the beach, this time I'm going to be in my bathing suit that I haven't been able to wear. I can't wait to do it and feel good about myself. And you live in that moment, realizing that you're not missing out on food. You've been there, done that, and it hasn't done anything but kill you. You know, you have to go through the success principles. You have to build a strong why. You have to get up every day and look at your goals, look at your vision, but we don't do that. So therefore we choose pain, the pain of food addiction. We choose it every day because we won't go through the little steps necessary to keep ourselves motivated. You don't have to figure out how to be motivated. There are steps to do that. Some of you right here, right now, being motivated is simple. You have to figure out all kinds of ways to be motivated. Right now, how many of you, if I played, well, let me just do this. Hold on. All right, assess your motivation. Assess your motivation now. Assess your motivation now. Assess your motivation now. How motivated are you? How motivated are you? How motivated are you? All right. Now, how many of you are a hair more motivated just hearing that beat? How many of you are just a hair more motivated? A hair. From listening to a song? Imagine if every day you got up, you had your vision board filled out with your highest and best self and your lean body, and you lived in that moment of what that's going to feel like to get there again. Imagine when you have a picture in your fridge of your old self at over 50 pounds overweight sitting in the fridge. How motivated will you be to abstain from that? Can you imagine getting out those clothes that used to fit, that don't fit anymore, and looking at them every day? I can't wait till they slide on so easy. You don't do any of that, though. So it's no wonder that we're all struggling with trying to be motivated. We don't go through any of the principles of success. You could literally change your state just like that. Your state of mind, a song can change your state of mind. A song. But we won't do it. So do we really want to lose weight? There are principles that keep us, if we follow them daily, we will stay motivated. You will not be able to stay motivated without a plan. And a recipe for success that includes keeping yourself inspired and motivated with your vision board, with good self-talk, positive self-talk, long walks, listen to your favorite music, all pleasurable things. Staying motivated is actually pleasurable. But we act like it's a pain too. We've got it all flipped on its head. It's the way we think is backwards thinking. Everything that we now think is pleasure is really pain. And all things that we think is pain are pleasure. The Bible tells us that about discipline. It says at first discipline seems painful. But after you've exercised discipline, you get to enjoy the fruits of peace. You got to work on those daily methods of operation to keep yourself motivated. It's worth it. It's worth it. I've never had, even when I've earned the right to overindulge, even when I've earned it, I'm always like, why did I do that? It wasn't even worth it. There was a time in my life where every single day I thought I had to have a smorgasbord of food because it was the only pleasure I had in life. And it was actually killing me and wasn't even a pleasure anymore. It was like some of those friends I had way back in the day that were miserable comforters, but I hung around them way too often. They made me feel horrible, miserable, kicked me when I'm down. I'm like, why am I hanging out with these people? We need a grown-up relationship with food. If you hang out with food too much, you will soon be miserable. Take one day at a time and do this program and watch it change your life. Is it true that artificial sweeteners make us hungry? No. They say that it does, but let me ask you a question. Artificial sweeteners. Which one makes you hungrier? Artificial sweetener make you hungrier, or the sugar, what it replaced? Which makes you hungry? We often don't stop and think about some of this, do we? They've tricked us and duped us, and it takes us reminding each other. If you eat sugar, so Lauren says artificial sweeteners make you crave real sugar. What makes you crave real sugar more? Artificial sweetener or real sugar? Ask yourself the question. Eating in general makes you want to eat more, but think about it the way I think about it. Let's say that artificial sweeteners causes you to crave sugar. Does real sugar cause you to crave sugar? Artificial sweeteners makes you eat more. Does real sugar make you eat more? So now they're even Steven. If people are right, now we're even. They both cause you to have more appetite, and they both, this is wisdom, they both cause you to want to eat more. They both cause you to crave sugar. Which one causes the fat bus insulin? Sugar or artificial sweeteners? No, both do not. Only sugar causes the fat bus. Artificial sweeteners do not cause the fat bus. What they do cause is so tiny and minuscule compared to sugar, it's not going to be a problem. So let's pretend that both make you hungrier, both make you crave sugar. Which one helps me lose body fat? Artificial sweetener does not cause inflammation in the body as compared to real sugar. Now, here's where I get misunderstood. Would it be better to have 0 sugar and 0 artificial sweetener? Would that be okay? For those that do that, and this debate rages with, would it be okay on Shibboleth if you didn't have any sugar or any artificial sweetener? Can we get away with that? I don't promote artificial sweeteners. That's misunderstanding. I do not. I tell people that are sugar addicted that the better alternative, if you're going to be sugar addicted, is artificial sweetener, and I am right. No reasonable person can debate that fact, that excessive sugar is harder on the body than excessive artificial sweetener. But we don't need either one of them. But how many people would be able to do the program if I took your sweeteners from you? You could have no sweetener. So when we argue, but not that she was arguing, but when we do argue this, or people in the populace argue it, what are we arguing about? One causes you to be fat more than the other one. You should do without either one of them. But if you're going to do one of them, you should do stevia, which is not artificial, or monk fruit, which is not artificial, or aspartame or Splenda, which is artificial. If you are a sugar addict, first assess how bad that is for you, because it's like the worst thing that we can possibly be addicted to on the planet Earth. It's horrible. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And all it takes is about 3-4 days on Shibboleth, and the sugar cravings begin to subside. But you'd have to be consistent, because your body's going to crave it. You're going to have withdrawals. You have to weather that storm. Say those things again, Talitha says. Not sure what part I said, but aspartame, and neither aspartame or sugar is good for you. Only one of them causes fat gain, and that's sugar. One of them can help us lose body fat. So even though neither one are great for us, if we have to choose one, we would choose artificial sweetener, in my opinion. That's just logical, because it's sugar that's the leading cause of all obesity, and obesity is the leading cause of all premature death. So logically, if I'm going to choose one, I would want to choose the lesser evil. But if you can go without either one and have a joyous eating lifestyle without them, that would be even better. Splenda and aspartame are not the best, but they're allowed. Monk fruit, erythritol, xylitol, and stevia are preferred. Correct. Melanie says, as a type 2 diabetic, it's true fake sugars make you crave real sugar. They do. But what goes back to my point, actually, what's going to affect your diabetes more? The real sugar or the fake sugar? Which one do you get a higher glucose reading with? Real sugar. It is not debatable by reasonable people. It is not debatable. It's not my facts or anybody else's facts. It's the scientific nutritional facts. If insulin is a cause of obesity, rampant insulin levels in the bloodstream, you're going to get less rampant insulin levels in the bloodstream with what everyone calls artificial sweetener, as opposed to real sugar. I don't believe it does cause you to crave more, but Lauren, I won't win that argument here. So I'm saying, even if it does cause you to crave more, so does real sugar. So if you're trying to eliminate all cravings, you would be fine to get rid of real sugar and synthetic sugar. You would be fine to do that. It does not, in my opinion, cause any greater craving than I have without it. But I won't win that argument here with this group. So what I'm saying is, if you have to choose one or the other, and your goal is also to lose body fat, you would be better to choose the sugar substitute. And that is not debatable. When you hear that you're better off eating real sugar if you're trying to lose weight, you should run as far from that person as you can possibly get, because they're an idiot. And most of what you hear from the obese community, dietitians and nutritionists included, about how artificial sweetener is worse for you than real sugar, they have bought into some surface lie by the sugar industry. Sugar is one of the most, sugar and starch, processed sugar and starch, is as harmful as drinking Johnny toilet bowl cleaner. It just doesn't kill you as fast. Not natural sugar, but processed sugar is the devil. Might as well be Satan himself. Processed sugar and starch. You better surround it by a lot of Christians called protein and fiber and good stuff to bring down that old booger man, because that sugar and starch is the devil. Correct. Tammy says when you raise your insulin, you will crave everything because nothing will satisfy you when your insulin is high in the bloodstream. Correct. You can't get satisfied. You will not be able to get satisfied with that appetite accelerant, that growth hormone, that fat storage hormone running through your bloodstream at ridiculous levels because you're grazing every day on the wrong stuff. There's no way to lose body fat with high insulin levels. We have a program that controls that. If we live it one day at a time and do our best with it, we'll lose body fat. And then maybe we can go all natural. Maybe we can eliminate all artificial foods. Maybe we'll have a desire to do that. But if in the beginning you're unable to do that, we choose lesser evils that will not promote a blood sugar spike so that you can still do the program until you buy in more into a holistic, all natural, divine program. Don't forget to go through Fast Track, take test, pass test, earn the badge. I love y'all. I'll be with my 40-day people soon. We'll have a huddle up, look at our daily reading, our scriptural reading, and check in on everybody. Recognition. Wow. Some folks in the 40-day deliverance challenges are just killing it, losing weight. Lots of people that made an A+ grade for last week. Awesome job, everybody. We'll do that huddle up later today. And we look forward to hearing from you. God bless. Talk to y'all later.